Unit Test 2 Revision Video. Dear students, now you are going to see the revision video of Unit Test 2. But however, please go through the other videos sent earlier. Students, now let's recall the formulas for the shapes square, rectangle and triangle. Perimeter of a square is equal to 4 into A units. Area of a square is equal to A into A square units, where A is the side of the square. The perimeter of a rectangle is equal to 2 into L plus B units. Area of a rectangle is equal to L into B square units, where L is the length of a rectangle and B is the breadth of a rectangle. The perimeter of a triangle is the sum of the lengths of the three sides. Area of the triangle is 1 by 2 into B into H square units. Here, B is the base and H is the height of the triangle. Now students, let's see about the shapes parallelogram, rhombus and trapezium and its perimeter and area and some problems. Parallelogram. A parallelogram is a four-sided closed shape in which opposite sides are both parallel and equal. The perimeter of a parallelogram is the sum of the lengths of the four sides. And area of the parallelogram is equal to base into height square units. One of the sides and corresponding height of the parallelogram are 18 cm and 5 cm respectively. Find the area of the parallelogram. So students, here one of the sides. So it means any one of the sides. So that is base. So any one of the sides is given. That is base of the parallelogram is given, which is 18 cm. And 5 cm, which is the height of the parallelogram. So height and base of the parallelogram are given. So here we need to find the area of the parallelogram. So it is very simple. As a solution, first draw a diagram and mark the values which are given in the problem. That is the base. AB is 18 cm and H is 5 cm. And then write down all the given values. That is given base B is equal to 18 cm. Height H is equal to 5 cm. To find the area of the parallelogram. So now we know that area of the parallelogram is B into H square units. That is base into height. So we have to multiply the value of base and height to get the area of the parallelogram. So here base is 18 into H, height of the parallelogram is 5. So 18 into 5 is 90 square centimeter. So students, here don't forget to put the unit. So for area we have to put the square units. Okay, so don't forget to write down the units. So therefore the area of the parallelogram is 90 square centimeter. So the second problem, find the height H of the parallelogram whose area and base are 56 square meter and 8 meter respectively. So here H, we have to find the value of H, the distance between two parallel sides. And here the base of the parallelogram and the area of the parallelogram are given. So first, as a solution, first draw a diagram and mark all the values which are given in the question. And write down what are the values given. So here area is 56 square meter, base is 8 meter. And to find the height of the parallelogram. And we know that area of the parallelogram is base into H, height square units. So which is given, that is 56 square meter. So B into H square meter. So we can equate 56 with B into H. That is B into H is equal to 56. Now, what is the value of B? It is 8 meter. So, 8 into H is equal to 56. Here, we need the value of H. So, when 8 crosses the equal to sign, it becomes 1 by 8 in the right hand side. So, 56 divided by 8. Now, H is equal to 56 divided by 8. When cancelling 56 and 8 by using 8th table, here in the numerator it is 7 times and in the denominator it is 1 times. So, H is equal to 7 meter. Hence, the height of the parallelogram is 7 meter. Rhombus. In a parallelogram, if all the sides are equal, then it is called a rhombus. Students, it is very important. In a rhombus, all the sides are equal. Second one, opposite sides are parallel. Diagonals divide the rhombus into 4 right-angled triangles of equal area. The diagonals bisect each other at right angles. The perimeter of a rhombus is the sum of the length of the 4 sides. Area of the rhombus, if base and height are given, is base into height square units. And the area of the rhombus, if the diagonals are given, area of the rhombus is 1 by 2 into d1 into d2 square units. That is 1 by 2 into product of diagonals square units. Find the area of a rhombus whose base is 14 cm and height is 9 cm. So, it is clearly, we know that we have 2 types of formulas for finding the area of the rhombus. So, the first one is when the base and height is given, the area of the rhombus is B into H square units. And when the diagonals D1 and D2 are given, the area of the rhombus is, yes, that is 1 by 2 into D1 into D2 square units. So, here in this problem, here the base and height are given. So, which formula we have to find? We have to use, yes, that is area of the rhombus is equal to base into height square units. B into H square units. So, it is clear that which formula we have to use it? That is B into H square units. When the base and height are given, we must use the formula for finding the area of the rhombus is B into H square units. So, solution, first draw the diagram of a rhombus and mark all the values which are given in the problem. That is, here the base and height are given. So, AB is the base, that is 14 cm, and the height is 9 cm. Now, given values, write down the given values. Base is equal to 14 cm and height is H is equal to 9 cm. And to find the area of a rhombus. So, we know that when base and height are given, the area of the rhombus is B into H square units. So, don't forget this one. It is very important. So, there are 2 types of formulas to find the area of a rhombus. That is, first one is when the base and the height are given, the area of the rhombus is B into H square units. And the second one is when the diagonals of a rhombus D1 and D2 are given, the area of the rhombus is half into D1 into D2 square units. So, here we are using B into H square units because the base and height are given. So, in the next step, just substitute the value of B and H here and multiply both the values. So, B is 14 into H is 9. So, 14 into 9 is 126 square centimeter. So, therefore, the area of the rhombus is 126 square centimeter. If the area of the rhombus is 60 square centimeter and one of the diagonals is 8 centimeter, find the length of the other diagonal. So here the area of the rhombus is given, that is 60 square centimeter, and one of the diagonals, let it be D1, which is 8 centimeter is given. So here our aim is to find the length of the other diagonal, which is D2. So here D2, which is unknown value, which we have to find. So solution, given write down all the given values. Area of the rhombus is 60 square centimeter and one of the diagonal, say D1, is 8 centimeter. So to find the length of the other diagonal. So students, we know that area of the rhombus, which is given 60 square centimeters. So equate the 60 with 1 by 2 into D1 into D2. That is to find the value of other diagonal D2. So here 1 by 2 into D1. What is the value of D1? Which is 8. And D2, which we have to find, is equal to 60, area of the rhombus. And here this 2, in the next step, 2 goes to the numerator. That is 1 by 2 becomes 2 when it crosses the equal to sign. So 8 into D2 is equal to 60 into 2. And here 60 into 2 is 120. By multiplying 60 and 2, we get 120. So now 8 into D2 is equal to 120. Now 8, when it crosses the equal to sign, it becomes 1 by 8. So multiplication becomes division. So 8 becomes 1 by 8. That is 120 divided by 8. It means that 120 divided by 8. Now cancelling 120 and 8 by using 2 table. So here it is 60 times. 60 into 2 is 120. And here in the denominator it is 4 times. Again we are cancelling 60 and 4 by using 4th table. And here it is 15 times. And here in the denominator it is 1 times. So thus we get the diagonal, the length of the other diagonal, which is D2, as 15 centimeter. A parallelogram with one pair of non-parallel sides is known as a trapezium. The distance between the parallel sides is the height of the trapezium. If the non-parallel sides of a trapezium are equal, then it is known as an isosceles trapezium. Perimeter of the trapezium is equal to the sum of the length of the 4 sides. And area of the trapezium is equal to 1 by 2 into h into a plus b square units, where h is the distance between two parallel sides, which is the height of the trapezium, and a and b are the length of the parallel sides. Students, listen carefully. The parallel sides of a trapezium are 23 centimeter, 12 centimeter. The distance between the parallel sides is 9 centimeter. Find the area of the trapezium. So here it is clear that the parallel sides of a trapezium, that is parallel sides AB and DC, which are parallel sides, and here the parallel sides are given, which are 23 centimeter and 12 centimeter. A is equal to 23 centimeter, B is equal to 12 centimeter. And the distance between the parallel sides, which is same as the height of the trapezium. So the height of the trapezium is the distance between the parallel sides is given, which is 9 centimeter. So now the values of A, B, H are given. Now we have to find the area of the trapezium. So solution. So draw a trapezium and mark all the values which are given in the question problem. And here write down what are the values are given. So given H, A, B values. And to find the area of the trapezium. And we know that the area of the trapezium is, the formula for area of the trapezium is 1 by 2 into h into a plus b square units. Now, students, substitute all the values, all the known values in the formula. That is 1 by 2 h. What is the value of h? That is 9. And a, what is the value of a? 23. And here b is 12. So 1 by 2 into h is 9 into a is 23 plus b is 12. Now in the next step, by using bit mass. So that is, we have to do the calculation within the bracket first. So here 23 plus 12 is 35. So we get 9 into 35 divided by 2. Now 9 into 35 is 315. That is, we have to multiply 9 with 35. That is, 9 into 35 is 315 by 2. Now cancelling. So dividing 315 by 2, we get 157.5, which is the area of the trapezium. The area of a trapezium is 1080 square centimeter if the lengths of its parallel sides are 55.6 centimeter and 34.4 centimeter. Find the distance between them. So now students, it is clear that area of the trapezium is given and the lengths of the parallel sides, that is A and B. So here AB and DC are the parallel sides. So the values of parallel sides A and B are given, which are 55.6 centimeter and 34.4 centimeter. Now the remaining thing is the distance between them. So that is the h value. The height of the trapezium is we need to find. So here as a solution, first draw the trapezium and mark the values given in the question. So that is A, B, C, D is a trapezium and A, B and C, D are the parallel sides and the values of parallel sides are 55.6 centimeter and 34.4 centimeter, which are A and B. And the area 1080 square centimeter is given. And here we need to find the value of h. Write down given values A, small a and B. Here parallel sides and area, and here to find the value of h, the height of the trapezium. And here area of the trapezium. We know that what is the area of the trapezium? The formula for area of the trapezium is 1 by 2 into h into a plus b square units. So students, area of the trapezium is equal to 1 by 2 into h into a plus b square units. So here it is given. So the value of area of the trapezium is 1080. So we can equate this with 1 by 2 h into a plus b square units. So 1080 is equal to 1 by 2 into h into the value of A is 55.6 plus the value of B is 34.4. Now by using bit mass. So by using bit mass rule, we have to do the calculation within the bracket first. So by using that, 55.6 plus 34.4 is 90. So 1 by 2 into h into 90, which is equal to 1080. Now cancelling 90 and 2, it is 1 times and in the numerator it is 45 times. So 45h is equal to 1080. Now this 45 with this with h, it is in product. So when it crosses the equal to sign, it becomes 1 by 45. That is 1080 divided by 45. Now cancelling 1080 and 45 by using fifth table. So in the numerator it is 216 times and here it is 9 times. Again by cancelling 9 and 216 by 9th table, here it is 24 times and here in the denominator it is 1 times. So thus we get h as 24 centimeter, which is the distance between the parallel sides A and B. The height of the trapezium is 24 centimeter. Third problem, the area of a trapezium is 180 square centimeter. So the area is given and its height h is given. Height is 9 centimeter. If one of the parallel sides is longer than the other by 6 centimeter. So what it means? So A and B are the opposite sides and one of the parallel sides is longer than the other by 6. Which means longer than. It means it represents addition. So plus sign. So plus 6. Okay. So if one of the parallel side, let it be A. So A is longer than B by 6. So which means A is equal to B plus 6. Okay. Longer than, it means we have to add 6 with B. We get A. Okay. So which is the given condition. Okay, find the length of the parallel side. So here by using this condition we have to find the values of A and B. So the given values of the area of trapezium is given and the height of the trapezium is given and one condition is given. So by using all these conditions, all these values, we have to find the values, length of the parallel sides A and B. So solution. First we have to write the given values. So A is equal to 180 square centimeter and H is equal to 9 centimeter. And the condition is one of the parallel sides is longer than the other by 6 centimeter. Which means A is equal to B plus 6. Or we can take as B is equal to A plus 6. Now in this sum we are taking A, one parallel side A as B plus 6. We know that area of the trapezium is equal to 1 by 2 into H into A plus B square units. And here which is given, area of the trapezium is given in the problem itself, which is 180. So we can equate this one with 180. So in the next step we are going to substitute the known values. So and the condition 2. So that is 1 by 2 into the value of H is 9 and here A is taken as B plus 6 plus B. Here A is equal to B plus 6 because the condition is given. That is one of the parallel sides is longer than the other by 6. So thus we taken A as B plus 6. So substitute here plus B is equal to 180. Now 9 by 2 into B plus B is 2B plus 6 is equal to 180. And here this 9 by 2 when it crosses the equal to sign by transposition method. So it becomes multiplication becomes division and division becomes multiplication. So 9 becomes 1 by 9 and 2 becomes 1 by 2 becomes 2. So that is 2B plus 6 is equal to 180 into 2 by 9. So 9 by 2 becomes 2 by 9 when it crosses the equal to sign. Now we are cancelling 180 by 9. So here it is 20 in the numerator and in the denominator it is 1 times. So 2B plus 6 is equal to 20 into 20, thus we get. So now students, 2B plus 6. Now students, 2B plus 6 is equal to 20 into 20 is 40. And 2B, this plus 6 becomes minus 6 when it crosses the equal to sign. So 40 minus 6. Here 40 minus 6 is 34. So 2B is equal to 34. Thus we get. Now we need the value of B. That is one parallel side. The length of one parallel side is B. So this 2 when it crosses the equal to sign it becomes 1 by 2. So thus 34 divided by 2. When we cancel 34 and 2 we get 17. So B is equal to 17 centimeter. So now students we have find the value of B as 17 centimeter. What is the remaining thing we have to do? Yes, that is we have to find the value of A. So but the value of A is taken as B plus 6. So when we substitute B as 17 and we get the value of A. That is b plus 6 is b. The value of b is 17. 17 plus 6 is 23. So thus we get the value of A as 23 centimeter. Therefore the lengths of the parallel sides are A is equal to 23 centimeter and B is equal to 17 centimeter. Algebra is when we use a letter to represent, stand for a value or a number. Now let us see the definition of variables and constant. A variable takes different values which is represented by x, y, z, etc. And constants has numerical values such as 31, minus 7, 2, etc. In other words, we can say that a symbol in algebra having a fixed value is called a constant. A symbol in algebra having a fixed value is called a constant. Whereas a symbol which can be assigned different values is called a variable. Example, 1 by 3 minus 8, 5 which is equal to 3.14. Root 2 which is equal to 1.414 are all constants and x, y, z are all variables. Commonly variables are represented by small letters. A combination of constants and variables connected by signs plus, minus, into and divided by is called an algebraic expression. Several parts of an expression separated by plus or minus sign are called the terms of an expression. Note, algebraic statement is also called an algebraic expression. Students, I have given few examples of converting verbal statements to mathematical expression. Now let us recall about the terms of an expression. In the expression 3ab plus 5c, the terms are 3ab and 5c. The factors of the term 3ab are 3, a and b. In the same way, the factors of the term 5c are 5 and c. Also, a term may be any one of the following. A constant such as 8, minus 11, 7, minus 1 and so on. A variable such as x, a, p, y and so on. A product of two or more variables such as x into y, p into q, a into b into c, etc. A product of constant and a variable or variables such as 5 into x. Here 5 is the constant and x is the variable. Minus 7pq, 3abc, etc. Students, now let us recall the important notes. An algebraic expression can have one term, two terms or more than two terms. An expression in one term is called a monomial. Two terms is called a binomial. And three terms is called a trinomial. An expression with one or more terms is called a polynomial. For example, the expression 2x is a monomial, 2x plus 3y is a binomial and 2x plus 3y plus 4z is a trinomial. All the expressions given above are polynomials. Now let us recall what is coefficient of a term. A term of an algebraic expression is the product of factors. Here each factor or product of factors is called the coefficient of the remaining product of factors. For example, in the term 5xy, 5 is the coefficient of the remaining factor product xy. Similarly, x is the coefficient of 5y. 5x is the coefficient of y. The constant phi is called the numerical coefficient and others are called simply coefficients. A coefficient can either be a numerical factor or an algebraic factor or product of both, like terms and unlike terms. For example, the expression 7x plus 5x plus 12x minus 16 has 4 terms. They are 7x, 5x, 12x and minus 16. But the first 3 terms 7x, 5x and 12x have the same variable factor x. We say that 7x, 5x and 12x are like terms. However, the terms 12x and minus 16 have different variable factors. The term 12x has the variable x and the terms minus 16 is a constant. Such terms are called unlike terms. Consider another example. In the expression 14xy minus 7y minus 12yx plus 5y minus 10 has 5 terms. They are 14xy minus 7y minus 12yx plus 5y and minus 10. The terms 14xy and minus 12yx are like terms in xy, and also minus 7y and 5y are like terms in y. But we can't group the terms 14x, 7y and minus 10 as they do not have the same variable. They are called unlike terms. Points to remember while identifying like terms are as follows. In each of the term, ignore numerical coefficient. Second one, observe the algebraic variables of the terms. They must be the same. Here the order in which the variables are multiplied should not be considered. Value of an algebraic expression. Follow the steps to obtain the value. Step 1. Study the problem, fix the variable and write the algebraic expression. Step 2. Replace each variable by the given numerical value to obtain an arithmetical expression. Step 3. Simplify the arithmetical expression by BIDMAS method. Step 4. The value so obtained is the required value of the expression. Student, this problem is based on the topic value of an algebraic expression. So here we have to find the value of the given 3 algebraic expressions. So the values of m and n are given. That is, the numerical values of the variable m and n are 2 and minus 1. So first, by using the steps. First step is study the problem. Fix the variable. Here the variable is m and n. And write the algebraic expression. So here the algebraic expression is 3m plus 2n. Now, in the next step, replace each variable by the given numerical value to obtain an arithmetical expression. So, when we substitute m as 2 and n as minus 1, we get arithmetical expression. So, what we are doing? Here, replacing each variable by the given numerical value. Okay, so that is 3 into the value of m is 2 plus 2 into what is the value of n? That is minus 1. Minus 1. So, are you understood this line? This step? Yes. Okay, in the next step, 3 into 2 is 6. And here, plus 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. Yes, by using multiplication of integer rule. That is, product of two different integers is always a negative integer. So, plus 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. And here, 6 minus 2 is 4, which is the required value for the given algebraic expression 3m plus 2n. So, next, we'll do the next problem. 2m minus n. So now as a first step, what we'll do? We have to replace the each variables m and n by the numerical values which are given in the problem, that is m is equal to 2 and n is equal to minus 1. So we get 2 into the value of m is 2 minus the value of n is minus 1. So now using multiplication of integer rules. So here 2 into 2 is 4, but here minus into minus, yes, we are using the multiplication of integer rules. That is, product of two negative integers is always a positive integer. That is, minus into minus plus. Same signs positive, different signs negative. So don't forget that. So here 4 plus 1, which is 5. So which is the required value for the expression 2m minus n. The last one is mn minus 1, which is the given algebraic expression. As a first step, what we'll do? We have to replace each variable by the given numerical values. That is, m is equal to 2 and n is equal to minus 1. So mn, which means m into n. So the value of m is 2 into the value of n is minus 1 minus 1. Here minus 1 is with the product of 2 and here minus 1 as a constant. So here 2 into minus 1. So by using multiplication of integer rules, that is plus 2 into minus 1. Plus into minus is minus. 2 into 1 is 2. So minus 2 thus we get. And again here minus 1. Now by using minus 2 minus 1, by using addition of integer rules. So when we add two integers of the same sign, the sum will also be an integer of the same sign. So minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3, which is the required value for the given algebraic expression mn minus 1. Addition and subtraction of algebraic expression. Adding or subtracting algebraic terms. Steps to follow. Add or subtract the coefficients of like terms alone. Note, we can add or subtract only the like terms. Adding algebraic expressions. Step 1. Study the problem. Step 2. Arrange like terms separately. Step 3. Use the method of adding the coefficients of the like terms for the separated like terms. Subtracting the algebraic expressions. Step 1. Study the problem. Step 2. Write the expression from which we want to subtract minus the other expression inside the bracket. Remember, putting brackets is very important. Step 3. By using multiplication of integer rules, multiply the values. Step 4. Arrange the like terms separately in an algebraic expression. Step 5. Add or subtract the coefficients of like terms alone. Problems involving more than two variables. Step 1. Read the problem. Step 2. List out the variables. Step 3. Arrange like terms separately one after the other on a line. Step 4. Add or subtract the coefficients of like terms alone in an algebraic expression. Variable with no number have a coefficient of 1. Example, x is really 1x. That is, if there is no number before the variable, then it is considered as 1. Now we are going to add all these three expressions. 7p plus 6q, 5p minus q and q plus 16p. So now as a first step, what we'll do? Yes, we are going to arrange the like terms in an algebraic expression. So here 7p, 5p and 16p are the like terms in p. And 6q minus q and plus q are the like terms in q. So in the next step, 7p plus 5p plus 16p plus 6q here minus q and plus q cancels. Now in the next step, we are going to add the coefficients of like terms separately. So, by using that, 7 plus 5 plus 16. So, the coefficients of P are here 7 plus. Here 5P, the coefficient of 5P is 5. Here 16P. So, the coefficient of 16P is 16. Here P plus 6Q. And here 7 plus 5 plus 16 is 28P plus 6Q. So, 28P plus 6Q, which is the required algebraic expression. Find the sum of the following expression. 5xyz minus 3xy, 3zxy minus 5yx. So, now students, we are going to find the sum of the given expressions. So, sum, it means that we have to add these two expressions. So, that is 5xyz minus 3xy plus 3zxy minus 5yx. So, that is the sum. It means addition. So, we are going to add these two expressions. And here, zxy is same as xyz by the commutative property under multiplication. The order in which we multiply three integers does not matter. So, 5xyz minus 3xy plus this 3zxy can be written as 3xyz. And also here minus 5yx can be written as xy. So, that is the order in which we multiply two integers does not matter. By using this commutative property under multiplication, we can write 5yx as 5xy. Now, in the next step, we have to arrange the like terms separately in an algebraic expression. Here, 5xyz and 3xyz are the like terms in xyz, and minus 3xy minus 5xy are the like terms in xy. So, here we can write like this. That is 5xyz plus 3xyz minus 3xy minus 5xy. And in the next step, we are going to add the coefficients of like terms alone. That is here the coefficient of the first term 5xyz is 5. And here the coefficient of xyz is 3. So that is 5 plus 3xyz. Plus here the coefficient of minus 3xy is minus 3. And here minus 5 is the coefficient of minus 5xy. So minus 3 minus 5xy. And here in the next step, 5 plus 3 is 8xyz. And here minus 3 minus 5 becomes minus 8, because when we add two integers of the same sign, the sum will also be an integer of the same sign. That is minus 3 minus 5 is equal to minus 8xy. Thus 8xyz minus 8xy, which is the required algebraic expression for the given algebraic expressions. Students, now subtract 13x plus 12y minus 5 from 27x plus 5y minus 43. So, from the expression, so this expression should be in the first place, and after that put the minus sign, and next within the bracket, so don't forget to put the bracket, and within the bracket the expression, which expression should be subtract, that expression will be there. So 13x plus 12y minus 5. So this can be written as 27x plus 5y minus 43 minus of 13x plus 12y minus 5, which represents we are subtracting this expression from this expression. So in the next step, by using multiplication of integer rules, that is product of two different signs, different integers is always a negative integer, and Product of two negative integers is always a positive integer. Same signs positive, different signs negative. So, by using this, we get 27x plus 5y minus 43. Minus into plus 13x is minus 13x. Minus into plus 12y is minus 12y. Minus into minus plus 5. And here in the next step, we are going to arrange the like terms separately in an algebraic expression. So, 12x and minus 13x are like terms in x. 5y and minus 12y are like terms in y. And minus 43 and plus 5 are the constant values, which are also like terms. Now, students, we are going to subtract the coefficients of x of like terms alone. So, here 27 minus 13 x, and here the coefficients of y are 5 and here minus 12. So 5 minus 12 y. Here minus 43 plus 5 is minus 38. Yes, by using addition of integer rule. That is, when we add two integers of different sign, the sum will be the difference between the two integers and have the sign of the integer with greater value. So 43 minus 5 is 38. The sign of the greater one is minus. So minus 38 is the value for this integer, addition of integer minus 43 plus 5. So here 27 minus 13 is 14x. And here again we are using addition of integer rules. That is, 12 minus 5 is 7 and the sign of the greater one is minus. So minus 7y minus 38. So thus we get 14x minus 7y minus 38, which is the required algebraic expression. Students, now subtract 3p plus 5 from p minus 2q plus 7. So here we have to subtract 3p plus 5 from this value. So from the value, from the expression should be first. And here subtracting. So we are subtract. So put the minus sign. So which expression should be subtracted? So that expression will be in the next place. So here, that is p minus 2q plus 7 minus 3p plus 5. And in the next step, by using multiplication of integer rule, that is, product of two different integers is always a negative integer. So by using this, we can write it as p minus 2q plus 7 minus into 3p is plus 3p is minus 3p. Minus into plus 5 is minus 5. And in the next step, we are going to arrange the like terms separately in an algebraic expression. So, p and minus 3p are the like terms in p. And here, q term, only one q term is given. So, minus 2q, write it as it is. So, here the constant values are 7 and minus 5. So, plus 7 minus 5. In the next step, we have to subtract the coefficients of like terms separately. So, the coefficient of p is 1 and the coefficient of minus 3p is minus 3. So, 1 minus 3 is minus 2p. So, here the qth term is minus 2q. And plus the constant value is 2. That is 7 minus 5 is 2. So here we get minus 2p minus 2q plus 2, which is the required algebraic expression. So in the problem, first write the value from the expression and put the minus sign, and here the second expression should be in the next place after the minus sign. And here don't forget to put the bracket. And here by using multiplication of integer rules, simplify it. So in the next step, we have to arrange the like terms separately in an algebraic expression and subtracting the coefficient of like terms in this line. And here finally we get minus 2p minus 2q plus 2 as a algebraic expression. Simplify. n plus m plus 1 plus n plus 2 plus m plus 3 plus n plus 4 plus m plus 5. Solution. So, in the given algebraic expression, n and m are the variables and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 are the constant values. Now, let us group the like terms separately in an algebraic expression. So, n plus n plus n are the like terms in n. M plus m plus m are the like terms in m. And the remaining are constant values. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Now, in the next step, what we'll do? Yes, we have to add the coefficients of like terms separately. So, here the coefficients of n is 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 3. So, 3n. And the coefficient of m is 1. Here the coefficient of m is 1 and 1, 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So, 3m plus 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3, 6. 6 plus 4, 10. And 10 plus 5 is 15. And here finally we get 3n plus 3m plus 15, which is the required algebraic expression. Students are requested to obtain their books from the school as early as possible. This will be helpful for you to learn as well as revise the portions.